Hello and welcome to Artur Zadrozny, who is running for a seat on the Des Plaines City Council in the April 4th, 2023 consolidated election. Thank you for your participating in this candidate interview. I will be asking a variety of questions, which were developed in a collaboration between the Maine West Westerner Student Newspaper and the Pi Sigma Pi Social Science Honor Society. You will have 2 minutes to share your answer to each one. When the 2 minutes have passed, I ask that you only take a few seconds to finish your thought or so we can move on to the next question. Let's start with question 1. We would like to know, let's say you get elected. When your term is up, what are 3 specific improvements you will have helped to make in Des Plaines?
Sure. So the first item is actually a sewer project that was completed this past summer. So as many of you know, I'm the current alderman, so I'm running for re-election. And when I got elected, residents in my ward asked me to help with a sewer project where whenever there was a huge rain, the sewers would not keep the water into the sewers and it would spill into the street. And normally that would be fine, but a lot of the homes in that area were had below ground garages, so they would flood constantly. So I was able to secure some funding, federal funding, for that project, which was approved and was actually completed this past November. So that's number one. The second thing is I hope to see a lot more restaurants downtown. The current council and myself are we're getting pretty aggressive as far as trying to change the downtown landscape so more restaurants are available for people to enjoy. The first step was to do the theater, which we purchased a couple of years ago. We renovated it, and it's been open for over a year, which has been a very good thing for us. However, we want to make it grow and provide more restaurants for the people. So we've been actually, we just acquired one piece of property downtown across from the Des Plaines Theater, which will clean up and invite developers, restaurants to come in and bring their ideas so we can have a new restaurant. We're also contemplating of acquiring some more properties in order to open up a restaurant. So getting a restaurant in is a difficult process. It's not only the city that's involved, but also the owner of the property and the tenant that has to come in. So all the parties kind of have to agree on everything, and that is a difficult thing. But we're working very hard on doing that. And a third thing, I'm a dog owner, so I have a dog, and I walk my dog every day. And whoever has a dog, or at least walks the streets, knows that not everybody picks up after their dog, which is unfortunate. So to kind of remedy that situation, this year my idea is to provide pet waste stations in parks, which would have doggy bags and specific garbage cans in order to drop the pet waste in. I think that would help people kind of pick up after their dogs. It happens to everyone. Whenever you walk a dog, you realize you forgot your doggy bag, so you have to go back to get it, come back and pick it up. So having those pet waste stations, I think, would greatly help the parks and our streets.
Yes, thank you for your reply. For the next question, again, you'll have 2 minutes to provide your answer. Our second question is, new building developments in Des Plaines have been a hot issue of late. How do you plan to align building development with community development? How will you be sure that you are making choices that reflect what constituents want?
Sure. So that's having a big development come in. It's a tricky situation to get everybody on board and on the same page. So you have to kind of weigh both the residents' concerns and also the interest of the city as a whole. Recently I approved. Well, not recently. It was 2 years ago now that we approved a project in my ward in Wolf and Golf. It was a multi-story apartment building. I voted in favor of it because at the time I believe that was the best choice for that property. we were during COVID, a lot of uncertainty. So somebody coming in and developing, was a big boost. However, at that point, actually recently the developer pulled out from that project, so we're going to start fresh. So in order to do that, I am trying to organize a meeting between a developer and the residents to talk about their concerns, their issues, and what they would like to see in that building before anything gets submitted by the developer to the city for approval. So the developer gets an idea of, what they would be able to, in order to incorporate specific concerns of the residents into their project. So hopefully when a new project comes in that specific area, it's something that everybody can agree upon. So I think having conversations with the developer and the city, back and forth, trading ideas before anything really gets submitted to the city, I think it's the best step to kind of move forward with projects like this. However, like I said before, we have to weigh interests of the city and the residents as a whole. Unfortunately, whenever there's a big project, the residents are around that project will be affected. But we have to also kind of have to weigh if that's the best idea for the city.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your answer. Please take the next 2 minutes to respond to our third question. For the third question, we'd like to explain to voters what is something you want to see added or changed in Des Plaines in order to provide recreational activities and promote local businesses.
So I think lately we've been doing a lot of good things. Well, first of all, the Des Plaines Park District is really, really good. We have great parks, great pools. A couple of years ago, we got a brand new indoor pool built. There's a new outdoor pool being built. We have the Fall Fest that the Park District is organizing. So there's a lot of outdoor activities that we already have. But in addition, we recently, a couple of years ago, we started doing fireworks for the 4th of July at Oakton College, and that's been a great event. Everybody enjoys that, so we're going to continue doing that. Plus, we're also going to do, hopefully this year, a new festival as well, like a fall festival at Oakton College as well. We're also thinking about doing food trucks during the summer, invite a bunch of different food truck vendors into the downtown area, have concerts or and invite other vendors for a couple hours every week, so people can hang out outside, eat good food, and have vendors sell their products. So that's my answer.
Thank you for your answer. I would like you to now consider our fourth question. The fourth question is, what specific means of communication will you use in order to regularly communicate with constituents? Will there be newsletters sent out, a dedicated Facebook page, regular ward meetings?
So I already have, I kind of do all of that right now. I do have a newsletter that I send out twice a month, since we have our council meetings are the first and third Monday of every month. So a couple days before that, I sent out a newsletter with the agenda and all the other announcements, that we have around the city. So I do have about 1,300 subscribers so far. Anybody that wants to subscribe, they can shoot me an email or go on my webpage on the city site, and you can directly sign up over there. I do have a dedicated Facebook page where I update, a lot of times, and I do have regular ward meetings, usually every quarter. So those are the things that I do, and of course, every time we have a council meeting, there's a Alderman announcement. So whenever there's anything that's important, I do announcements over there as well. I'm also thinking about doing like a once a month, like a coffee, meet the Alderman kind of thing, where you can sit down, have some coffee, and discuss about different issues. So that's on my agenda as well.
Thank you for your explanation. We will now turn to our final question of the day. Please share with voters your opinion in this response to this question. How do you plan to promote inclusivity and diversity? How do you plan to seek out voices of all different backgrounds and experiences? How do you plan to represent them?
Sure. So I am actually Polish, so I do speak the Polish language, and there's a lot of Polish residents in Des Plaines. So as I talk to residents, and I know that they don't, necessarily maybe speak English, I can communicate with them that way and provide any information or assistance that they might need. The city has been doing a really good job as far as having different announcements or different. If you go on the website, all the paperwork and stuff is in different languages as well. So that gives the opportunity of somebody who doesn't necessarily maybe speak English, be able to come down and just kind of read that in their own language. So, there's a lot of different communities in our city. So I'm always open to having anybody that needs anything to be done with the city or hold events. I'm always open. Recently, also the city, we did a proclamation for the LGBTQ plus pride flag, which the city flies every June for a week. So as a city, as a whole, we're very inclusive and we welcome diversity. There's no doubt about that.
Thank you for your answer. That concludes our interview questions. If voters would like more information about your platform or plans, what would be the best way to find out more details?
Sure. They can call my cell phone, which is 312-375-1704, or they can email me at my campaign email, which is Artur, ARTUR, at artforalderman.net.
Great. Thank you again for your participation in this interview and for your interest in serving our community.
Thank you very much for having me.